Got it. Hello, everybody. So, yeah, this is a workshop on the goals process. And it's a little open-ended because it depends upon what all you want. I was going to start off by just working a little bit with some of the feelings that we have about our goals, because most of us don't feel completely hootless. I don't. And we can talk a little bit about how to create the goal statement. I don't know if everybody has one or not. We can play with it. We'll see. And obviously, we can do a little bit of feedback and repair if you need help with goal statements. And now I'm admitting people still. And then obviously we can release on our goals. And furthermore, we can continue the process. So there's also the creation of action steps. So here we go. I was thinking we would just see how long this takes, but I could imagine it being a longer process if we want to go through all these steps. Also, the issue of accountability for me is open-ended. You know, how do you want to make your commitment to the group? I'm not going to keep a spreadsheet for you.
Damn.
Okay, so yeah, let's just start off. Does anybody want to just contribute what mood, what feelings, emotions they have about their goals? So far, yeah, can't do it. That was one. Or open to what happens. That was another.
My feelings regarding my goals are mixed. Sometimes I feel really good about it, and sometimes there comes doubt and how can I manage and can I make it, and so doubt. Yeah, Stephen, I see up in the left corner some transcribed. I see. Okay, all's well.
No. Yes, we're learning Google Meet as well. This time I asked it to make a transcription of our call, and we'll see what that is. I don't know.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So, all right. Yeah, we can do a little work actually. I want to add one more thing. So resistance. Yeah, a couple people are saying resistance in various forms. And I was actually working with somebody over the weekend just now who had the opposite, basically saying, if I don't work hard for my goal, then it isn't worth achieving. Right? So I want to be the master, and therefore I have to have lessons and suffering. Bring more. And Lisa feels that goals are irrelevant. Okay, fine. You know, speaking for myself, there was always very strong resistance to goals and always a feeling of, you know, I'm not going to make it. It's like the New Year. We have the New Year resolution. And everybody says, okay, now I'm going to have the diet. Now I'm going. And usually these promises don't survive January. We know this.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
let's release a little bit and play with that. Are you ready?
Yes.
Good. So just allow things to come to a pause. Take a breath or two. And it helps sometimes for me to place my hand on my heart and focus my awareness into the heart. Totally optional, but fun. And then just imagine for a moment that you might have a goal, that there might be something to achieve. And just notice if anything happens, comes up, is there a reaction? Is this happening more in the mind or in the body? Just notice all. So resistance, check and see. No. And could that be allowed if that comes up? And to the extent that it comes up, would you be open to that? It's really kind of natural to say no. And then dig a little deeper. What else is going on when you hear the word goal? Think about your goals, ambitions, what comes up. And just notice it. Allow it, whatever it is. And check and see if you might be judging yourself about these things, whatever came up. Because you really should or shouldn't, right? And any chance this feels personal, check and see. Is this about you? Is this a reflection on who you are? A good worker, a lazy procrastinator? Check and see. But would you be willing to let it be like that if that's what it was? Okay, that got things a little bit moving, I suppose. Maybe I open the floor to anybody's contribution. Was anything stirred up that we didn't cover?
Well, can I say something? That it, to me, it's about, for me, it's about feeling a desire, like from the heart. When it's from leg or from the head, or that doesn't work for me. But when there's desire for that I really feel as genuine, then I can set that as. Then I can acknowledge that, because sometimes I don't acknowledge what I truly desire, and then I can acknowledge that, and then I can set that as an intention, and then see what happens. Because all kind of side steps can come in, the crazy things. So that's for me what I love about this subject.
Could I ask a little bit more? So there's the mind and there's the heart, and there's a goal that you have in your heart.
Mm.
And how do those feel differently to you?
From the heart, I feel like there's a feeling of joy and more expensive, and for instance, I allow myself to have an x amount of money. Then I feel it's boring to me. It's not attractive, and
Right.
and
Yes.
yeah, I don't like that. So I think, oh, maybe you have to feel your goals, because someone else could love to make X amount of money.
Exactly. Yes, yes. You said something very important. This is one of the best practices for coming up with a goal statement.
Mm.
Has to feel like yours. And you know it when it feels like yours. So, yeah. Yeah, that's good. And one thing that came up this weekend, I was communicating to somebody about goals, facilitating somebody about goals as well, is this person wanted to make it very specific. I'm going to earn X dollars per day for X number of days, and achieve this within 1 month. So it had to be extremely specific. He was asking God to jump through hoops, it sounded like. and really what it came down to is, well, what do you really want? I just want to enjoy financial abundance. And that. By the way, notice I used the word want in that statement. And that's another rule. We don't include want in a goal statement. I allow myself to enjoy financial abundance. This would be or I want to enjoy financial abundance. This is not an appropriate goal statement. I think we all get that. Okay. Does everybody have a goal statement? Let me ask that. Or is there somebody who does not?
For example,
Mm-hmm.
I allow myself to do maybe in December or in January a workshop here in Spain, and yeah, with maybe 20 participants. Joyfully. Yeah.
Okay, sure. Does it have to be in Spain, or could it be online?
Ah. When I picture it, it's with people and here in this place. It could be, of course, online, but I have in mind here with people from this place. And in Spanish. Next week, I'm speaking with a woman. She would translate, and yeah, it's still unfolding. And sometimes my trust is good that it will unfold the best way, and sometimes, oh dear.
Okay, so by the way, Via, I see, is your hand raising? Is that what's happening? It's okay. Sorry. No, so yeah, notice what you were talking about was what is happening or what is unfolding right now. Because you actually have some plans that are taking place. But what is the goal statement at the heart of this?
I allow
So
myself.
Yeah.
I allow myself to do a workshop here in Castellón.
Okay.
Yeah, in Spanish. I speak, I guess, English or German, English, and it will be translated.
So now you're talking about the language. Is that actually at the heart of the goal? Do you care either way what language it's presented in?
No.
Okay, then it doesn't need to be included. I allow myself.
Right. Yeah.
But what you want is a live face-to-face workshop where you are.
Yes.
That's your idea. Okay, then.
Yeah.
So I allow myself to hold a workshop in Spain.
Right. I allow myself to hold a workshop in Spain. Right. Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Oh, sorry.
All right, then. I'm going to move on then to Kirsten because you were next. Hello.
Yes, I have a sentence. I allow myself the flow of endless money in my life. Is that okay?
I allow myself the flow of excess money in my life.
Endless.
Oh, I allow myself the flow of endless money
in my life.
Okay.
Is that all right?
It depends on how it feels to you, really.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. Actually.
This is it. What you said, really, if I'm not mistaken, you said, I allow myself to enjoy financial abundance, but you said it in your way. Do you agree?
Okay. Oops.
So it resonates for you. That's the right one for you.
Thank you.
Okay. Marie-Françoise?
Hi, I guess we're just stating our goals right now.
Sure.
Okay. I allow myself to be outrageously successful in my career and having lots of fun and happiness along the way.
Wow.
Okay.
How's that one?
You tell me.
It feels good to me. I can say I allow myself to be outrageously successful in my acting career. I don't know if I needed to specify all the different facets of it because I act, write, direct, so I want to do it all again. So, but I don't know if I need to do all that because I know, and I'm assuming the universe knows. So just to keep it short, I could still just say I allow myself to have to be outrageously successful in my acting career and yeah, have fun and be really happy along the way. Yeah, that's it.
You could even just say, I allow myself to be outrageously successful.
That's true.
Does, you know, it can be in any part of your life, any endeavor. Why not?
Yeah.
So, but I like the feelings, you know, to enjoy. So one thing is you're looking for something that's easy to remember and actually kind of compact. That's also useful.
Right.
But it also has to resonate as yours. This is important. So, yeah, sometimes we add easily and effortlessly. I think, I don't remember, you added something about deep enjoyment.
Yeah, I just want to have fun. And
Right.
yeah, I want it to be, and to be happy, not that it's this whole struggle thing and, you know.
Absolutely right. Yeah, that sounds fine. Okay.
Yeah.
Good, good. Anybody else want to work with a goal statement, offer it, troubleshoot it? I'm lowering your hand there, Marie-Francoise. Well, okay. Yeah. So if we all have a goal statement and we're ready to work on it, shall we release a little bit? What do you say? Except Daniel raised his hand.
I have
Please
a question.
go right ahead.
So Hill says that it's good to write the goal from the energy that you're in more. So if you're more getting more into courage in general, then you'd say, I allow myself to have. And there's other wording for the energy levels of acceptance and peace.
Yes, yes, for sure.
So how do I know if I'm more at the level of courageousness or more at the level of acceptance?
Well, you can try the statement that resonates most with you. Do you have a statement we can work with?
Yeah, I allow myself to be a prosperous full-time Sedona Method coach.
So notice you added full-time. You don't mind if you're part-time and also prosperous?
I'm adding full-time because
If you can do it part-time and have the same success, would you?
Yes.
I would, but the word full-time for me, it's about
Sure.
it signifies that this is just really what I do.
Well,
Not
so
something
let's
on the
talk a
side,
little bit
you know
about
what I
the
mean?
energy of the wording just for a second, okay? So you
Yeah.
said, I allow myself, or sometimes we say, I allow myself to enjoy.
Yeah.
And this is the energy of courage. I allow. So the courage of acceptance would be, I enjoy. I enjoy a full-time, prosperous full-time career as a Sedona Method coach.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is the wording of acceptance. Peace is simply one more shift. I am a prosperous, successful Sedona Method coach.
Yeah.
And so it really goes back again, what really sticks for you? What really works?
Okay. I'll play around with yeah, with different ones. Thank you.
Yeah, in general, we want to keep it as open-ended as possible. I'll add that as well, you know, so wishing for financial abundance is wonderful. Wishing for specific amounts of money can also work. But if you do that, you know, I want an income, I enjoy an income, excuse me, not want, I enjoy an income of X Dutch guilders per month or more, whatever they are. But nobody works in guilders anymore, so we can just ignore that. That's my joke. Good, so shall we just do a little releasing?
Yeah.
Got it. So just You can either say aloud or to yourself your goal statement, just as it feels best to you, and notice any reaction that comes. And just do that now. And yeah, could you be open to this reaction? And notice how it shows up, whether in the body, sensations, in the mind, as thoughts, sometimes beliefs or stories, images. And would you give this permission to stick around even just a tiny bit longer, to unfold even more? Would you allow this unfolding? And then check for any no, any resistance, any wanting this to be different, wanting your reaction to be different, wanting to let go, or even to hold on. Check also for that sense that this is about you. This is your story. This is your suffering. This is a reflection upon you and who you are, your goals. And then just for fun, let's do it the old-fashioned way. So, could you let that go? Are you able to? Would you let that go? Are you willing? When? And then go back to the original goal statement. Say it to yourself out loud or to yourself in your mind as you feel comfortable. And feel how that goal statement lands. Notice what gets stirred up. And open just as best as you can to allow this reaction. And now, just for fun, let's just check and see if this might be associated with any want, any desire for control, approval, security, safety, survival, oneness, or separation. And choose one, or even all of the above, just as best you can. And notice how that feels, how that sits as well, the resistance, the control, the approval, desire for safety, security, oneness, separation. And what if you could trade all that for freedom? Would you make that deal? If you could, would you? When? And once again, just for good measure, open yourself to the goal statement. Say it out loud to yourself, however it feels comfortable. And notice any reactions. Pay attention. Does it show up first and foremost in the body or in the mind? And can you focus on that? Allow it. Give it space. Check also for that desire to make it different, go away, release. Sometimes even the desire to let go can be a block. And check and see if it feels personal, if it feels you, if it's connected to story. And then, can you find the one who feels that way? And whatever came up, could you welcome that? And could you allow that to simply fade, whatever that is, was? So, open to any reaction from anybody? Well, this isn't a bad answer by itself. Ingrid, go ahead if you wanted to say something.
I feel gratitude for doing this. Thank you, Stephen, for doing this.
My pleasure. Thank you for doing it with me. We're all taking part in an experiment, and I have my own goals. Don't you doubt that.
Nice. I love it.
Sure. Well, so if we're all feeling a bit more released on our goals, what we could do is actually move into action steps. Would we like to do that part of this as well? And actually, I could also tell you one best practice is to keep a notebook handy. That was the sound of my pen falling down on the floor, of course. But I find that one very effective practice for me when releasing is to write things down. It has a different impact. It lands differently than simply to say it in my head. But also speaking out loud feels differently. So I invite you to play with these things. And when it comes to the action steps, I find it useful just to brainstorm them and list them. And I do this every morning, actually. I think it's a fun practice. Not every morning, but that is the intention. Let's be honest about that. But I find it useful just to think about what I find urgent or what I want to do. Everybody has a to-do list, you know, and just to work with these and release with these. And so that's kind of a practice of action steps. So just for fun, if you've got a piece of paper and a pencil or whatever you like to use to keep notes, do that. If not, just remember, let's actually think about maybe one action step for now. And again, an action step is something that is doable today. And it doesn't have to be massive, it just has to be big enough for you. And would anybody like to offer an example of their action step or ask a question? I can share one of mine if you'd like as well. So I'm planning my course Working from the Heart in January, and I need to write up a schedule and finish the sales page. And that feels like that right there is too big a step for one action step, isn't it? So I break it down a little bit. Today, I would just like to look at the calendar and consider my dates. That's the first thing to do. So that is my action step. How about you guys? I'm going to write that down, by the way. It means I have to pick up my pen. And actually, I think there was somebody Oh, please, Ingrid. Oh, you're muted, so you'll need to unmute.
I have written down that some action steps, and they sound logical, but to me, oh dear.
Okay.
Yeah. Asking yoga studios or therapists if they, and giving a free session as an example, that is no problem. But doing the step to someone I don't know and I have no relationship to, that is the big one. So the idea, asking yoga studios, company therapy, or whatever, or whoever, I think it's a good idea. Could tell me everyone, but to me, it's, oh, are you crazy?
Well, it's interesting because as you say that, I do have a suggestion that comes to mind.
Yeah.
And so, you know, very often you see this where people write a paper notice. For example, if, you know, an animal is missing, this is the most obvious, but they make the tear off, you know, tabs so that you can take the phone number by tearing it. You've seen this before? Do you know what I'm talking about? A notice like that?
I didn't get that.
Yeah, I didn't think you did. Look around. People put notices on notice boards. You
Yeah.
could actually have a short text introducing yourself. It could be A4 or A5, you know, smaller, like a notice. And each of these places, restaurants, yoga studios, usually have a place where you can post notices. You can ask about this. And that's also a chance to get into a conversation with the yoga studio if you follow me. This is what I do. Could I put my notice up?
Conversation. This is a good advice. Into conversation.
Well, it's two things. Obviously, a small notice on a restaurant or yoga studio and the bulletin board, their announcement area, they usually have this. That's a good way of, you know, you have your phone number, they can call. Good. But when you ask permission from the studio or restaurant, because of course you should, then you have a chance, you know, to ask them, do you think, you know, your students would be interested in this thing? So, yeah, the key really is to get talking to people who would be interested in this. So, yeah. That was a very specific piece of advice, but there you have it. Okay. Good. Anybody else want to talk about an action step, get some advice, share something? We could even do a little bit of releasing. You can consider this a support call.
Well, what came up is if there's action steps that you're not familiar with, or like what Ingrid shared, or find a bit scared, I think it's also very interesting to look at what the resistance is, or the fear is, that it's an old contraction pattern of some kind, and to really feel that and look at that. That's also what I love to do in this things.
Could you repeat it, please?
Well, I try to explain when there's an action step that you're not familiar with, and most of them are probably, then there is a contraction or resistance or fear or whatever, and it's very interesting to look, to feel that and to look at that. But it might be an old pattern of some kind, like wanting approval, wanting control, etc. You're not good enough, blah blah blah, and to really yeah, nurture that and feel that and heal that.
Mm.
Whatever the action step you're doing or not, that's also seems a very beautiful thing to do.
Mm.
I couldn't agree more. That was very well said. Thank you. But I could say it in a different way. And that's that so many of us, we think that the goals process is about achieving our goals. I mean, logically, it sounds like that, right? And yeah, we can achieve our goals, but also sometimes the goal will fall away if it really wasn't something that we
Yeah.
desired from our heart.
Yeah.
And so what you're saying, Via, is that it's actually the process of what comes up and what you let go, the process of working towards your goals, and I'm going to use air quotes, really is about, the quickest way of bringing up what doesn't serve you.
Yeah.
And so actually you can actually begin to look for that. Okay, great. So I want to do this thing. What's the scariest?
Oh dear, Stephen.
What's the scariest thing, Ingrid? What's the scariest?
You go to
That's
a yoga studio, for example, and ask them, would you be interested in my Sedona releasing? Oh, I would starve to death. Well, let alone the first step is see it in your mind. Oh, this seeing. Oh no.
Okay, Ingrid, could I just check with you here?
Pardon?
Are you the facilitator?
In this case, not.
Thank you. No, but really, what you do is you offer Sedona Method facilitation and instruction, correct? So are you the facilitator?
I do not understand your question.
Does Ingrid facilitate
Of
the Sedona
course,
Method?
I'm offering. No, not only facilitating. No,
I'm asking you a
seminar.
deeper question. Does facilitation come from Ingrid,
Yes,
or does facilitation come from beingness?
I. From beingness, you are right.
So who is the
Mm.
facilitator? Is that you?
No,
So what's the problem, please?
I see. Ooh. Thank you.
Uh,
Nice.
Ingrid, it's a good thing I'm not running this workshop.
I see. Yes, you are right.
Having a little fun here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
And here's a tip as well, a lot, again, we're talking about achieving goals, fine, but from a deeper point of view,
Mm.
everything is perfect as it is.
Mm.
But if that isn't something that you live and breathe on a daily basis, because I don't, then,
Yeah.
we can just follow Via's example and just look for what comes up. Interesting. Bring it on. Nice. Thank you. Gratitude.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's just check. Has anybody else got a goal statement to, or no, excuse me, not a goal statement. Does anybody want to talk about an action step? Is everybody completely clear with what their one action step will be? Or now I see a hand raised. Marie-Francoise, wonderful. Thank you.
Mhm.
Okay, so I, my goal is, it feels kind of lofty. Even though I've been working on this a long time, my industry has changed dramatically. And we went through something, and I don't even know if it was worth it this last summer. So I'm fighting between, struggling between feeling really kind of sad, but then feeling like, well, what can I do to still accomplish what I want, even though things aren't It doesn't seem like things are good, so good contractually. It just feels it feels a little like a big goal that's far away from me. A lot.
Well, let's just start with your goal statement. What is that?
Mhm. I allow myself to have an outrageously successful, I'm going to say acting career, it just helps me, acting career, being happy and having fun along the way.
Okay. Okay. And you said that resonates with you. So that's really
Yeah.
a good goal statement
Yeah.
for you. And
Yeah.
then as an action step,
There's just a lot of action steps I could take. I could
here's one.
do it. Okay, thank you. Oh, just say it?
It doesn't matter. Just one.
Oh, just one. I don't know if it's a step, but get cast in a hit show.
Oh, so that's an action that you can take?
No.
Okay, so
Right. I don't know. There's so many actions, but you don't know which one is going to be the one that will. I guess I could get a new commercial agent, although that has so many steps involved. It feels kind of or get a new reel done.
well, so
Or I don't know.
let me just help you out here too. So there are two possibilities which kind of stimulate a quick answer. One is, what is the quickest and easiest thing that you could do?
Oh, I don't know. That's why I get stumped. Yeah.
The second question would be, what is the most outrageous thing that you could do towards making this happen? The most outrageous goal step or action step.
Outrageous?
Sure, why not? And it can just be out of fantasy. It doesn't matter. Really, the most outrageous thing you could do is to walk on set and demand a job.
Well, yeah. Walk up to the studio and go, hire me now. Yeah, I could.
Okay, so then just play with that. You ready?
Yeah.
Notice what that brings up, huh?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, whatever that is, can that be welcome even more?
Yes.
Good. And would you even open just a little bit further?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. Okay, then. And let me just check. Are you okay if it stays that way?
What do you mean?
Oh, I think I'm checking for any kind of resistance.
Oh, am I okay if it stays?
Any chance you want to change this?
Yeah, sure. I mean,
Well, then could you just be honest and lean into how much you actually want to change it?
yes.
Let that be okay to feel that and just notice how that comes up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because why wouldn't you want to change it?
Yeah.
And of course, it feels personal.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Maybe even painfully personal.
Yes.
Would you permit that? Allow that, open to that? Just for now.
Yes.
Okay. Would you be willing to trade all of that for freedom?
Yes.
So would you trade all of that for freedom?
Yes.
When?
Now.
So let me check with you. What's here now?
I don't know. I'm not about to go march in the studio and say, give me a job, but
wait a second. The answer is I don't know. Would you
right.
be open to that and allow that to be here?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's uncomfortable though, but yes.
Yes, but isn't that also a very creative place to be?
Yes, it is actually.
So can you open up to the power of I don't know and allow that to be okay like that?
Yes.
And is it possible there's even a sense of excitement in I don't know?
Yeah.
Maybe a kind of anticipation?
Yes.
So could you allow it to lead the way?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, I see.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
So, Via, would that qualify as an example of what we were talking about then? How, oh yeah, I was speaking to, sorry. Well, because earlier on you gave us a lovely, lovely statement, which is you said that this whole process for you is about being curious and noticing what comes up for release in the process of working towards goals. Did I say that right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And Marie-Françoise, I think that was a lovely example of that. So I just wanted to point that out. I see that, just a second, I'm going to put your hand down. And R. Rodriguez, nice to meet you. Would you like to unmute and say hi?
Yes.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
So, when it comes to goals, I create goals and I release, but I don't get the goals that I wanted. I've been releasing since 2015, and I have gotten some goals. At the beginning of my releasing experience, I got the goals that I wanted, but after, I think I would say, COVID, I have not been able to get the goals that I wanted. And one of my goals is allowing myself to have $5,000 per month with ease and by releasing only.
Okay. Well, I'm going to ask you, is it possible at all that what you've just told me is a story? And that's
It
not
is.
that's not a
Everything is a
criticism.
story. Since everything is a story, it is a story.
That wasn't meant as a criticism, by the way. The point of a story, the stories are very useful in communicating such matters. So we all use stories to communicate with each other. But is it possible that maybe we believe that story too much? That was actually you. Meaning, is that 100% true as you told it, or have there been exceptions to this? Is it absolutely the way things are?
No.
See, a story tends to look into your memory and choose various examples. And it points towards the future. It's trying to help us and kind of warning us about what could happen. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah. Of course, notice also that the examples that the mind chooses to make the story are mostly the most extreme and horrible ones.
Yes.
And when the mind makes predictions using the story, it's not just saying, oh, this might happen. It's actually doom. It's going to happen. Right?
Yes.
So that's what I'm talking about. That's when the story really just becomes, it feels true, or at least the mind gets trapped in that assumption. But you can also look at it and see a story. Am I right?
Yes. And that helps me to clarify exactly what it is I want, because
Oh, absolutely.
I've been chasing other ways of making money, but my heart, I guess I could say my heart is like, I want to do releasing only because I love it, and I feel that it's very, very helpful and quick, and And I also want to have the money that I need in order to take care of my needs.
Okay, then. Well, so if you say that you want this money by releasing only, do you agree that's actually a limitation?
No. And the reason why I'm saying no is because Lester, in one of his tapes, said, get everything by releasing only. So that's what I'm doing. I'm trying it out, testing it out. I want to have money by releasing only. And it doesn't mean by releasing that I'm going to be releasing with people and charging them. It's just releasing and getting the money. That's it.
I'll tell you what, let's play with that a little bit, shall we? Would you like?
Okay.
Okay, so just allow yourself that statement, either silently or out loud as you prefer.
Yes.
Good. And let me just ask you what came up.
I got present with my body and the sensations in my body, my arms specifically. Yeah, I can feel the energy, and it's kind of like I'm pressing on my arms.
Would you like that to be any different than it is?
I'm sorry, what was that?
Would you like that, what's happening to you, what you experience, to be any different?
I'm sorry, for whatever reason, your audio is like diminishing. Like I'm not hearing what you're saying.
No worries. I'll say it again. Is there any chance that you want what you felt, what you perceive to be different than it is?
Yeah, there was nothing came through your audio.
Really? Does anybody else have a problem hearing me? No? Can you hear me now? I'm sorry, I don't know what to say. Everybody else hears me. There we go. Oh, Leva doesn't hear me, is that correct? Well, I don't know what's going on. We should be okay.
I can see your lips moving, but I don't hear anything you say.
Oh, Leva says she hears me well. Good. Somebody wrote that they need to get in. I can't help you with that.
Yeah, I can hear you very clearly as well.
Good. Good. So, I'm sorry. And by the way, can you hear me now, Rodriguez or R. Rodriguez? I'm going to have to assume the audio is a problem on your end.
It could be my audio.
I think it is your audio.
But I don't know what to do about it.
I'm sorry, I can't help you.
I could go ahead and complete right here, and then just keep releasing with other people. And maybe at the end, I can give it another try.
Yeah. That's a good idea.
Thank you.
Okay. Good. So, where are we now? We've reached the end of the hour. I saw somebody saying goodbye, Leva. Nice to see you. I'll just leave it to the floor. Do we want to continue? Or is that the end of it for people? By the way, if anybody would like to make themselves accountable to the group by announcing their goal or their action step, go ahead now. If not, I'm sensing. Oh, Ingrid, hello. Good.
What do you think of going ahead next Sunday?
Well, I think I'd like to repeat this workshop. People were interested and have come. And I also think it bears repeating. So what I'm thinking of doing is offering this on Wednesday as well.
Mm-hmm.
And then the following weekend, maybe not at the same time, though I'm not sure. Istvan usually has a call at
Yeah, that's right.
I'd like to come up with a better solution for him.
Yeah.
But just for fun, I don't know, are you all, again, the holiday season is coming up, and so I realize people could be busy. Christy, you raised your hand. Would you like to unmute and say hello?
Yeah, sorry, I was going to give you a thumbs up that to continue the workshop.
Yeah.
Okay, with the new year, it's that goal setting, you know,
Exactly. Yeah,
going
yeah.
back over the past year. So I know it's holiday season, but yeah, I would try to squeeze it in myself. So thanks.
Wonderful. No, I like. This is a fun format. This is a very productive format.
Mm.
And I'd be happy to do this kind of work as well. So we shall continue this. I will announce a date for Wednesday, and I think the following weekend, Sunday as well. And we'll just see how it continues, so that each time we do this, yeah, we can learn more and more and practice our goals.
Nice. I love that, because during this workshop, I noticed a few tiny little obstacles more clearly than when I do it with myself.
Terrific.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
And I'm grateful for that. Yeah. Thank you very much. And all
Okay.
the people here that are here as well, because yeah, there's a tendency to hide as well. And if I do it anyway, that's okay.
Good.
Yeah.
And Via, you were going to say something, or well, you said so. Thank you for your contributions. I'll leave it at that.
Oh, yeah, I always like these calls with a theme that we can explore a little bit. I always, and we have the same background, so to speak, and I love that. Yeah.
Yeah, and I also like this. This turned out to be a good format for a 1 hour call as well. So yeah. Just starting with releasing on the feelings that we have, and then crafting the goal statement, doing feedback on that, helping people correct that, and then releasing and then moving to action steps. It sounds like a lot, but we did that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
it was great.
Great. Okay
It
then.
brought up a lot. Thank you very much.
Oh. Christine?
Yes,
Stephen, question, what we doing here? We we cannot go, as example, next Wednesday to your meeting here. Can we see that later somewhere, or?
Well, here's what I'm thinking of doing. You know, I'm thinking that maybe I'm going to schedule for the next week 2 calls per week for goals.
Yeah, can we see them on YouTube later, or?
You know,
Just in case we have to work also.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Okay, I can put this on YouTube. I'll do that.
Cool. Thank you.
Okay, then. All right. I'm going to stop the recording, and we'll have this later on.